Hello. I just feel like doing a makeup tutorial. I still don't know how it's gonna look or what my end goal is, but I just want to do my makeup and show you what I do and take you with me on this. I'm in a hotel room right now, so the lighting is a bit weird and different, but I don't mind it. It's fine. I think it's okay. My skin is already prepped. I used the CosRX Snail Mucin Power Essence, and then I went in with a sunscreen that's also a makeup primer. I just bought this. It is amazing. It's the e.l.f. Skin Sun Touchable Wow Glow SPF 30. So it's a makeup primer and also SPF, so I love that. I was so surprised when I put this on. I was really happy with how it looks. And you can see that my skin is really nice. Super dewy. And this is mainly just by using these two products together. It gives you such a nice dewy look. I love this. So yeah, my skin is prepped. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to start with some color correcting. I bought a new brush just for this video. In my last makeup tutorial, I color corrected and I used my fingers because it was a video with using just your fingers. Okay, but now I actually want to be more precise and I actually want to do a full face of makeup. So I got this little e.l.f. brush. It is the e.l.f. concealer brush. It's just a tiny little brush. You can apply some product with it. And I have a little bit of redness. My skin is looking better. So I'm going to start by using this color right here. It's a peachy color. Okay, I need to mute my phone. I'm just going to apply it with the brush, and I am going to apply this where I need it. So basically right in the darkest parts of my under eye. This is the first time that I'm trying this sunscreen makeup primer with makeup. So I want to see really how it looks and how makeup applies on top. And so far it looks pretty good. I applied it everywhere that I needed, but I'm going to just blend it out a little bit with my finger because I don't want any sharp edges. This brush is great for applying concealer to small areas. I really like it. Also, I'm going to take a little bit more and apply it to my side. I'm going to just blend it out with my finger. This is just with color corrector, so imagine I'm going to put some foundation and concealer. This is going to look great after everything. Now I want to just conceal small tiny blemishes I have with the green color on the palette. So I'm going to load the brush up with just a little bit of green, not too much. And I'm going to just tap it where I have the most redness. This time, because I'm using foundation, I'm not going to blend those parts too much. I'm literally just spot correcting where I need it most. So now we color corrected all of my skin. It already looks so good. I find that when I color correct, I put less makeup on, I put less concealer on, I just use less. So I love it because then it looks really natural. So now I'm going to apply some foundation. So I have my sponge. I'm going to dampen it. I'm squeezing all the water out. And another thing I like to do is I take a little napkin and I squeeze out the water with the napkin. So napkin, and I squeeze it like this. And then I'm left with a perfectly damp sponge. That's not too damp because we don't want to ruin the texture of our makeup, so sponge shouldn't be too damp. Should just be a little bit. I'm going to use the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation. This also has SPF 45, and this is a little bit too dark for me and too yellow, but I am wearing some self-tanner. I don't know if you can even see it on camera, but I'm just a tad darker than I usually am on my body, and I don't self-tan my face, so I think it'll still be okay to use this. And I'm going to start on my chin. I like to also take it down. This foundation is beautiful. It's very hydrating and very smoothing, so I love it. I'm gonna take a little bit more and apply it to my cheek area because I do get extremely red here and I want to even up my skin tone. I only applied one pump to my hand and the sponge soaks up a lot of foundation anyway, so I know that I'm not using a lot. Very weird. For some reason my foundation is getting patchy. Hopefully when I finish my makeup, no one will be able to tell. It's getting a little bit patchy over here. I don't know if you could see. I don't know what it is really that's causing this. It could be the sunscreen, even though it is supposed to be a makeup primer. So it doesn't look like it's patchy on this side, so I really don't know. Maybe it's just the dryness on my skin. I'm not putting any extra foundation on my nose. I'm just taking whatever I have left on the sponge. I'm going to take just the tiniest amount on my forehead. I really don't need a lot there. It does look already really good, so I don't think I need a lot of product here. There's not much to even out. Fortunately, my skin is very even on my forehead. Taking it a little bit under my brow to correct a little bit of the redness I have over there. Besides this weird patchiness that's going on over here on this side, everything is looking so smooth, so I really don't know what's up with that. Looking good though. My lip has a cut because it's so dry, so I'm going to just grab some Vaseline and put it on. I dampened my concealer sponge and I'm going to first of all conceal on my face and then under my eyes. So I'm going to use my NYX Bear With Me concealer serum, and I always like to take it on my hand first. It's just how I like it. And now to make it even more precise, I'm going to use this brush that we color corrected with just to apply the product. I really want it just where I need it. So a little bit on my chin. This is pretty good, but there's a little bit of redness over here. So I'm going to just apply a little bit of that concealer. I'm going to take my concealer sponge. Now because it's damp and there's no product on it, I'm going to apply a tiny bit on the sponge before I touch my skin so that it doesn't pick up too much product. I'm going to just slowly and very lightly, I'm going to tap that concealer into place. And this is gonna create such a beautiful coverage and a very light one too. Again, a little bit with my brush. Just where I need it. My nose kind of needs it. On the sides, it's really, really red. And again, I'm gonna tap it. And now I'm going to apply some concealer to my under eyes. We're moving away from the NYX concealer. I'm going to use my Neutrogena color correcting concealer. This one's really good for my under eyes, so I love to use it, and it's peachy. My fave. This formula is not as thick as the other concealer, so I'm just gonna take it on my sponge first and start applying it softly. This sponge is great. It goes so well into the crevices and all the small areas of the under eye. I'm happy with this already. I don't feel like I need any more product under my eyes. I feel like any more product would just cake up really easily, so I'm not gonna touch it too much. The only area where I'm gonna apply just a tiny bit more of my NYX concealer is on the area where I have the line, but very little. I'm not gonna go into the area where my skin creases a lot. And I'm really, really trying to avoid where my skin creases. I don't want to have my skin go crazy. And that's it for the eye. I'm going to powder under my eyes. I'm going to use the Real Technique setting brush. And I have a little bit of powder here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. So I'm loading up the brush and tapping it so I don't get too much product on there. Before I powder, I'm just tapping away any creases that have formed while we were waiting. And I'm going to tap this powder. I have very, very little on the brush. It's a very tiny amount. Just a thin layer of this powder is enough to set your eyes. For the other eye, I'm doing exactly the same thing. So I'm going to set a little bit on my nose, very little. And on the middle of my cheek just a little bit because I do get oily there super quickly. Now we want to keep a lot of the natural shine on the outer perimeter of the face, but not too much in the middle. We don't want to look sweaty. And yeah, that's it for the base. So this is pretty much it for the concealing and covering part, but we look dead. So we need to liven it up a little bit. I went ahead and I sprayed my face a little bit with this NYX Bear With Me setting spray. So now, as I said, I really want to bring some life into my face. I'm going to use a pretty old blush that I own, but I've always loved it a lot. And I think this will go well with the type of makeup that I want to do. So I'm going to use the Rare Beauty blush in Nearly Rose. It's this beautiful, rosy, slightly darkish pink color. You only need a little bit, so I'll show you. So for the blush, I'm going to use this side of the sponge. I'm going to use a sponge for this because, yeah, I think it'll be really pretty. I'm going to just very slightly load up the sponge. And as you guys know, I love to put things on my hand first. So I'm gonna just tap it a little bit on my hand first to not get too much product on my skin. And I'm going to start with the apples of my cheeks. And I'm tapping it very, very lightly. I'm gonna take it up to the high point of my cheek as well, a little bit to my temple, and that's about it. You can see it gives such a beautiful, beautiful flush to the skin. It's very natural. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I really hope that the patchiness over here is not going to be too noticeable after applying this blush. Looks like you can see just a little bit more, but it is very slight. I'm going to apply with what I have left on the sponge, just a little bit to the tip of my nose. And that's it for blush. I'm going to bronze a little bit. I'm going to use this Milani baked bronzer in the shade Dolce. This is very old as well, but I like the color, especially when I'm a little bit tanned. And I'm using this Real Techniques blush brush. It is a very big brush, so sometimes for blush it's a little bit too big for my face. So I like to use this for bronzer. And I'm going to start with my cheek. I'm going to apply it just under the blush. This bronzer has a little bit of shimmer, so it gives a little bit of a glow, which I like. I'm going to apply this also to the bottom of my face, just in the chin area, and also to my forehead, just a little bit. I'm going to also use this a little bit on the nose too, but a very, very small amount. And that's it. Now I want to go ahead and start with my eyes. I'm going to use an eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. And I'm going to apply this to my hand first. And then I'm going to take it up with my finger and apply it to my lid. This is just going to ensure that the eyeshadows stick well to the lids and also that they stay on all day. So I'm going to use this Jason Wu eyeshadow palette. This is the palette Desert Rose. This has really, really beautiful, gorgeous colors. Has 3 shimmers and the rest are just mattes. I'm going to use this top color over here, and I'm just going to place this in the middle of my eyelid. Take it to my crease as well, and I'm really going to focus this in the crease and make sure that the whole lid is covered. I'm going to use the same color for my lower lash line and smoke it out a little bit. I'm going to take this pencil. It's just a black pencil. I want to create a very fine line right on my lash line. I'm just going to try to get the thinnest line I can. It'll give some depth to my eyes. So you can see I added a very thin line. One thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to smudge it out a little bit with this Q-tip. And after I smudged it out a little bit, I'm just going to take the same pencil and go right on my lash line to add a little bit more depth. I'm smudging the second line as well. And this will really look beautiful and put together once I apply mascara. To finish off the eyes, I'm going to take this golden shade by the same makeup palette on my finger. This is a shimmer shade. I want to just place it in the middle of my lid, and I'm gonna take it up just ever so slightly to the sides. And I'm going over the black line that we have, and this will basically blend it all together and become one coherent shadow. So that is it for the eyeshadow. I'm going to use some mascara now. I'm going to curl my lashes, and I'm going to use my Dior mascara. This is just going to tie the whole look together.
Can I say something?
Sure.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so Leonie can keep making videos. I'm the boyfriend. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go to work. Thank you.
Okay, the eyes are officially done. I want to do my eyebrows now. I just shaped them really nicely yesterday. I'm not going to go crazy on them. For my brows, I'm just going to brush them up a little bit. And I'm going to use this NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen. I absolutely love this thing. It's so natural. It does take a little bit of practice and skill to be able to pull this off without looking messy and crazy. So it is really not a beginner-friendly product, but if you know how to use this, you can make amazing natural looking brows. My eyebrows are brushed up and to the side, and I'm just going to use this where I need that extra fullness. I'm barely grazing my skin with this product. I'm using an extremely light hand. I'm going to let the pen settle just for a little bit before I brush it. This already looks so much fuller, but this is my limit. This is as far as I can go with how full my eyebrows can look. This is like already, wow. Yeah, let's just wait a little bit. And while this is settling, I'm going to do my lips. I'm going to line my lips with the NYX Suede Matte Lip Liner in the shade, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Canis, but I'm going to line my lips with this. I'm applying the lip liner to most of my lip, not all of it, but this will really make the gloss that I'm putting on top of this more long lasting. What I'm going to be using for my gloss, I'm going to use one of my favorites. This is a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk gloss. We're almost done. The last thing I want to do is I want to brush my eyebrows and set them in place. So for that, I'm going to use the NYX Control Freak Eyebrow Gel. So I'm just going to set my brows in place and we're done. Okay, so thank you guys so much for watching. It was a blast. Like this video if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with all the videos I'm going to be posting in the future. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in my next video.